Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys the Series episode preview discussion. This time I'm talking about the preview for episode 92, so let's get to it. Now, episode 92 was in fact revealed a few weeks ago alongside episode 91, but I opted not to make a video on both of these episodes because I ended up talking about both of them in a video I was working on at the time that just happened to relate to episodes 91 and 92. Since I talked about these two episodes in that video, I decided to wait for the preview of each episode before I made a video on them so that I could have more to talk about. And this video is of course the video on episode 92. So according to the summary that was revealed a few weeks ago, in episode 92, Ash and Goh will go to the Ghost-type gym in Stow on side, where they will meet up with Allister, the Ghost-type gym leader of the Galar region. The purpose of the visit is that Ash wants to Gigantamax Gengar. Allister tells Ash that in order for Gengar to Gigantamax, Gengar must drink Max Soup, which is made using Max Mushrooms. So, Ash and Gengar must get the Max Mushrooms from a forest that is filled with Ghost-type Pokemon. Now, the preview shows that Ash tries to Gigantamax Gengar, but it does not work, and Gengar ends up in tears. It seems like Gengar does Dynamax, but Gengar soon returns to normal, and Gengar seems to be in pain, perhaps because it was forced to Gigantamax when it does not have the ability to do so. In the preview, Allister tells Ash about the Max Soup, so Ash and Gengar go to a forest to find the Max Mushrooms that they need. Said forest is filled with Ghost-type Pokemon, and it also seems to be haunted. The preview also shows that a Drakloak will appear in this episode. This will be Drakloak's first appearance in the anime. Now, it would be great if Ash catches this Drakloak so that he can get a Dragapult someday, but considering that Ash already has two Dragon-type Pokemon in his current team, one of which is a pseudo-legendary Pokemon like Dragapult, and Ash also has a Ghost-type Pokemon, I think that it is unlikely that Ash will catch Drakloak, especially since this episode is focused on Gengar. Ash catching Drakloak would take away from Gengar's time in the spotlight. So if anyone catches Drakloak, it will most likely be Goh, especially since Grookey is seen playing with Drakloak in the preview. Or Grookey is just being a troll as usual. Now, episode 92 will be a direct follow-up to episode 91. Ash and Goh met Allister in episode 91, however, at the end of the episode, Allister vanished without telling Ash and Goh his name or who he is. So I do wonder how and why Ash and Goh end up going to see Allister at his gym in order to learn how to Gigantamax Gengar. Because it makes no sense that they would do this since they don't know that Allister is the Ghost-type gym leader of Stow on side. They probably don't even know that there is another gym in Stow on side, and a Ghost-type gym at that. I guess that maybe they happened to stumble upon the gym since Ash and Goh are in Stow on side at the end of episode 91. So they go inside the gym and much to their surprise, they just happen to find the same boy that they met aboard the Ghost Train in episode 91. Allister showed an interest in Gengar at the end of episode 91, so perhaps he tells Ash about Gigantamax Gengar. In any case, this will be a great episode because Gengar will finally get its time in the spotlight. Gengar did get some time to shine in episode 91, but episode 92 will truly give Gengar the chance to take center stage. Despite the fact that Ash caught Gengar before Lucario and Sirfetch'd, Gengar has not received as much focus and as much development as Lucario and Sirfetch'd. So it's great that Gengar will finally get some much needed attention and it will get to Gigantamax, which is very cool. This should give Gengar the boost it needs to win its next battle or its next battles, since Gengar was defeated in its two previous battles without defeating a single opponent. So Gengar deserves to win the next time that it gets to battle, and it would also be great if Gengar gets to learn a new move in the process of attaining Gigantamax, since it has not learned any new moves thus far. A powerful new move would give Gengar even more of an edge in its next battle. I seriously hate the way that Gengar has been treated thus far. And I hope that from now on, Gengar will be a force to be reckoned with. A Pokemon that Ash can rely on in tough battles. And I am very glad that Gengar will finally get the chance to grow and develop as a character and as a fighter, which is something that Gengar has desperately needed for a long time. Now, it's not really surprising that Ash's Gengar will get to Gigantamax. Back when Ash caught Gengar, I figured that Gengar would get the chance to Gigantamax someday since Ash has a Dynamax band and Pikachu can Gigantamax. So again, it's not surprising that Gengar will get to Gigantamax. What is surprising though is that it took this long for it to happen. However, while it might not be a surprise, it is still something that I have wanted to see for a very long time, and I am still very much looking forward to finally seeing Ash with Gigantamax Gengar. I absolutely cannot wait to watch episode 92, and I can't wait to see Ash's Gigantamax Gengar in action. Episode 92 will air on December 24, and as usual, I will upload a video review of it as soon as possible, so please look forward to it. But that's the video, as always. Leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.